Watching for the Premier League. This week on the Football League show, a meeting of two contenders, Nottingham Forest and Cardiff. Marching on together, both Leeds and Norwich are looking for back-to-back promotions. They clash at Ellen Road. And turning the tables, the Championship's bottom team Preston look to shock the league leaders, Queen's Park Rangers. We start the show with a match between two of the teams chasing automatic promotion to the Premier League. Second-placed Cardiff are just 2 points and 2 places above Nottingham Forest, who have a game in hand. The commentary comes from Alistair Mann.
Cardiff have possession with Whittingham, and he's trying to send Bothroyd away, and just for a moment Bothroyd had got the better of Chambers. It was an interesting little moment, that, because Chambers and Bothroyd were both seemingly tugging at each other's shirt. Here's McNaughton. Has Bellamy inside of him. It's an opportunity for Bellamy to hit it, and Camp makes the game's first save, but Craig Bellamy inevitably almost prizing Nottingham Forest open. Here's Burke, and Bothroyd's onside. Good block. Really good save by Lee Camp, who is asking why the flag didn't go up. Well, my first view was that he probably wasn't offside, actually. There was a defender close to him, and I think the assistant's got this right. Good save by Camp. Corner swung in. Camp gets a punch on it. Craig Bellamy with a shooting opportunity. Off the line by Konchesky. Well, the early chances are coming to Cardiff. Forest are just a little bit hanging on here. But it's Cohen who drifts it in, and Earnshaw glances it over, and the flag stays down, and Craig Bellamy isn't too happy with the marking there. It would have counted from Earnshaw. It swung in and almost into the net. I think it was Heaton got a touch on it. Cohen swung it in. I'm not sure if it was a cross or a shot. I suspect it was probably a cross, but Heaton got a touch on it. Morgan! Wonderful header. And Nottingham Forest send the City Ground into raptures. It was a brilliant climb, and Nottingham Forest take the lead after Cardiff have had the better chances. Here's Earnshaw. Now Anderson. Ball in is good, and a chance, and off the crossbar by McGugan. Well, McGugan says there was a touch on that, but either way it tipped the crossbar. Surely there was no foul there. Chambers got his leg tangled, I think, but it's a bit messy. Well, actually, when you look at it for a second time, Kenan's arm is round Chambers' neck there. McGugan goes to the far side, and he is just beyond the far post. Wonderful hit, terrific bend, but not quite enough to nestle in that far corner. Really well struck, very unlucky. Onside is Bothroyd, takes on and beats Chambers. Konchesky back at him, wins it, and a chance, but a great save to deny Olofinjana. Lee Camp tipping it over the bar to deny Olofinjana an equaliser. Bothroyd still. Dangerous ball, Olofinjana looking, he claims a penalty, it's given! Olifinjana wins it in front of the Cardiff City supporters. There was a small delay and John Moss pointed to the spot. Whittingham against Cam. 1-1. Really good penalty. I guess it would have to take something like that to beat the imperious Lee Camp this afternoon. Emmanuel Thomas! Wonderful save again by Camp. He was falling away. I think there was swerve on the ball. And whether it's with the legs or the arms, it doesn't matter for a goalkeeper as long as you get it out of harm's way. Whittingham to take the corner. Bellamy on the edge of the area and marked. It was on target. Now look at this for Nottingham Forest. McGugan charges forward. McKenna's trying to keep pace. Cohen's on the outside. Here's Cohen. Morgan! Well, what on earth was he doing there? He must have gone 80 yards to make up the ground. Suddenly found himself onside in front of Tom Heaton, and he swept it into the goalkeeper's body. This is sensational stuff, it really is. Well, you just have to check that we're not at the end of the season, because you can tell how much is resting on this fixture. And here comes Anderson and Earnshaw! What a game this is. Rob Earnshaw against the side where he made his name, where he couldn't stop scoring. Well, he scored against them, and just after Cardiff had wrestled the initiative, Nottingham Forest back in front. It's a big goal. What will it mean for Forest? Bellamy. Away by McKenna. McNaughton giving chase for Cardiff. He's lost it. 3-on-1 for Nottingham Forest. Here's Tyson. Saved by Heaton with two colleagues screaming for the ball. And why it didn't come to them, they do not know.
The lads came out of the blocks and competed brilliantly, with no doubt is against a very good side, and you know, a side that has been developed over a long time, a side that without doubt is one of the strongest in the division. I feel that they're slightly ahead of us with regards to progression and what have you, but it's a fantastic 3 points.
That's disappointing because you get back into it and the keeper's pulled off two great saves really when you think you're going to go on and win it, and you know, we shouldn't have done the tackle that we did just before they scored. You've got to stay on your feet, and that then just opens the door for them, and that's the disappointing thing about it.
The 50th competitive meeting between Leeds and Norwich turned out to be a thriller. Leeds, unbeaten in their last 5 league games, started full of confidence. Luciano Becchio meeting a Robert Snodgrass free kick and almost giving them a dream start. Leeds have scored in every match in 2011, and Becchio maintained that record after 16 minutes. He bundled in Max Gradle's cross for his 14th league goal of the season. Leeds didn't have it all their own way, though. Kasper Schmeichel had to be alert to David Fox's long-range effort. Norwich again had the woodwork to thank as the half drew to a close. Johnny Howson had 2 efforts on goal, but somehow failed to increase the home side's advantage. Norwich then made them pay when they scored their 50th goal of an incredible league season so far. In first-half stoppage time, Henry Lansbury scored his 3rd goal in 4 matches, and at this rate he should probably rehearse a better celebration. The game continued at a frantic pace in the second half, Norwich serving a warning to their host when Grant Holt flicked a shot against the post. But Leeds didn't heed that warning when Andrew Crofts played in Wes Hoolahan and the midfielder struck his 9th goal of the season, although Eric Lehigh helped it on its way. Enter striker David Sommer in search of an equaliser, and his appearance brought instant reward with his first touch. A fierce volley brought Leeds level, his 5th goal in 6 league matches. And another late substitute, Billy Painter, almost won it at the end for Leeds. Ruddy denying the striker his first Leeds goal. So honours even at 2-2, both sides underlining their potential for back-to-back promotions.
over the course of the game, we're slightly disappointed that we've not won it, because I thought we had some great opportunities first half. But you know, Norwich are going to get opportunities because they're a good team. So we showed the spirit and determination to get back into the game after going a goal down. But we've played very well today, and delighted with the performance and the result.
Not much has changed since these two sides met in November. Queen's Park Rangers are still top, Preston are still bottom. But with games running out, 3 points were a necessity for Phil Brown's side. QPR had scored just one away goal in 2011, but they were first to break the deadlock after a fine run and cross by Ishmael Miller was met by Heide Helgeson. That's now 10 matches without a clean sheet for Preston. Rangers were on a 7-match unbeaten run going into this game, and they could have gone 2 up just minutes after the restart, but Helgeson wasn't quite so accurate this time. QPR keeper Paddy Kenny had kept an unrivalled 17 clean sheets this season, but there was nothing he could do about this perfect lob from Barry Nicholson. Not a bad way to open your account for the season. Both sides had chances to win it as the game drew to a close. First, Preston's substitute Nathan Ellington created this chance for himself. It would have been his first goal since arriving on loan from Watford. And Rangers had a chance to win it when Adel Taarabt side-footed his shot wide. A draw then, with Phil Brown still waiting for his first win.
We've got to keep believing, we've got to keep playing with that kind of spirit, playing with a little bit more quality in the final third, and we'll get out of the trouble that we're in. I firmly believe it.
After Doncaster's midweek 6-0 mauling by Ipswich, their worst ever home league defeat, what they didn't need was an away day drubbing in South Wales. But the omens weren't good for Rovers, who lost James Coppinger to injury before the match had even started. And then it got worse. Just 6 minutes had been played when Scott Sinclair put Swansea ahead, a 14th in the league for the former Chelsea winger. Sean O'Driscoll could only name 4 outfield substitutes from his injury-ravaged squad, and his team were under further pressure soon after. Nathan Dyer beat Neil Sullivan, but not Sam Hurd. Ashley Williams scored his first of the season last weekend in Swansea's dramatic win at Middlesbrough, and it looks like he's getting a taste for goals. He showed great persistence here to make it 2 goals in 2 games and 2-0 in this match. And his goal celebrations are clearly developing too. Rovers showed little going forward, not a shot nor a corner recorded, but they battled on to keep the score down. There was one more goal after the break. Mook Moore scored it as Swansea's promotion push becomes even more credible.
You always have to respect, you know, the opponent, and I know Doncaster and Sean and the guys there, they worked very, very well. But we played well today, kept good control of the game, good composure, and obviously got the goals.
Still to come, Leicester look to maintain their good run against Bristol City. And there's a thriller at the Den, where Millwall take on Middlesbrough.